Let's go.
We can talk about it, but all talking is cheap. Cause the last word is me. The last word is me. We can talk about it, but you ain't beating me. Cause the last word is me. The last word is me.
Yeah, I know.
The last word is me. The last word is me. The last word is me.
Say what?
The last word is me. The last word is me. The last word is me.
Believe that, man.
The last word.
Yeah, that's right. You got it. Last word.
Hear more about the legacy of our team. You know, we put in so much work and worked so hard that I want to be remembered for the team that we are and a team that we built here in Kansas City. And so I never really think about my legacy, but I think about all the guys that I've played with and how they've kind of made their imprint on this team, and I want us to be remembered for that.
It always comes down to turnovers. I mean, and then I know it's cliches, but you look at the playoffs, the way they shaped up. One turnoff normally dictates. You look at the Washington Commanders, they don't turn the ball over, and then they turn it over a bunch of times, and they end up losing the ball game. The thing is that Patrick Mahomes, can you force him into multiple turnovers? Jalen Hurts played, the last time this team played, Jalen Hurts played the best game of his entire career since he's been in the NFL. It was that one turnover that flipped the momentum and allowed KC to get back into this ball game. And then they got their momentum in the second half. They went touchdown, field goal, and they ended up winning the game. And if that happens again, that's what's going to happen. But if you don't turn the ball over, I like Saquon because the Eagles are very unique in this perspective, guys. They want to be explosive in the run game and efficient in the pass game. But most teams are flipped. They want to be explosive in the pass game, efficient in the run game. But not when you got 2-6 in your backfield. He's a guy that can hit his head on the goalpost from any area on the field. Now all we're asking Jalen Hurts to do, don't turn it over. We're going to give you short pass because you're throwing against man coverage. You're not stopping Saquon with 7 in the box. At least no one else has. Now, I know Spags is going to try because you don't want to play a whole lot of man coverage because if the guys run past Jalen Hurts, he can take off and run. But whoever takes care of the football the best, whomever tackles the best, that's going to win because when you arrive at Saquon, you got to get him on the ground. And we saw when you don't get him on the ground, he's going the distance.
We are back, the last word, and the Super Bowl is only days away. Philadelphia Eagles will face a Kansas City Chiefs in what will be an epic game. I mean, this is a game of a lifetime. You have the Kansas City Chiefs going for arguably one of the best feats in all of sports. They're going to be able to three-peat and sort of try to diminish the name of TB12. I still love you, Tom. I'm always support you. And I'll be honest, I'm really nervous about this Super Bowl because this is a Super Bowl that can allow Patrick Mahomes to enter the conversation of greatest of all time. You know, I've got to be a big boy about it and be honest to myself. You know, I love Tom Brady and see what he's done is miraculous, but what I'm seeing now on the field is nothing more of a miracle. This Patrick Mahomes, no matter what, it looks like it can't be done. He ends up finding a way to just get victories and get W's on. He produces W's on the field all the time. Travis Kelce has been his anchor, been with him throughout the 3 Super Bowls, if I'm not correct. And he's arguably the best wideout that has ever stepped on the field. Tight end. Okay. Which, remember, we had our conversations about that. But the two of them put together a strong case for a three-peat. And I'm going to give you my pick.
That's all fine and dandy.
I'm going to give you my pick.
Okay. Walk me through this. What are you seeing? What are you thinking?
I'm seeing that Patrick Mahomes is a modern-day Michael Jordan. Travis Kelce is a modern-day Scottie Pippen. 1 and 2 punch, no matter what the defense gives up, we'll get it back on offense, plus some. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are in for a surprise. Is it possible that they can pull this off? If any team can pull this off, it is the Eagles. Rightly so, they deserve to be there. They've done what we've expected them to do. I think Travis Kelce's brother, Jason, is biting himself for retiring 1 year too soon because he could be, playing his brother in the biggest stage of the biggest stage ever. And I hate myself for doing this. My heart wants to say Eagles, but I gotta go with the Chiefs. So I got the Chiefs winning.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I got the Chiefs winning.
Hey, listen, it's not crazy to say that, right?
I got the Chiefs winning. I don't want to. Welcome back. Welcome back. Last word. We got another great, excited episode for you. Now we're talking about the NFL. The big game is only a few days away. You got the Philadelphia Eagles squaring off against the Kansas City Chiefs in this year's Super Bowl. And it's going to be an epic game. And I have to admit, I don't want greatness to be challenged. My icon, my idol, Tom Brady, TB12. I have to admit, if Kansas City is able to pull off this one, as much as I don't want to admit it, but man, Patrick Mahomes will enter the conversation of greatest of all time. And that is something I don't want to admit, something I don't want to see, but I got to recognize the greatness. Travis Kelce has been a perfect number 2, similar to Scotty and Michael on the Bulls. Travis Kelce has been a perfect number 2, no question marks, no. He might have some grumblings, but he's been the ideal number 2 to the greatest quarterback possibly of all time if he's able to pull off this feat this Sunday and win the Super Bowl. So if you ask me my pick before I let you talk, I'm going to say my heart goes with the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, I want to see it happen. However, I've got to recognize greatness. He always seems to just pull it off. Patrick Mahomes will three-peat this Sunday, and his name will be entered into the conversation of greatest of all time. Patrick Mahomes.
Entered in. I think his name is already in the mix.
He has three.
Again, he's being this point at his career.
Let's not put it there. He has.
I'm not saying he has surpassed or anything, but his name is in the mix.
It's in the mix.
And again, completing this three-peat, just another step towards it.
Yeah.
But
head to head, Tom did beat him. But
so just to clarify, you got KC winning.
I got KC winning. My heart's going with Philly, but the eye test always. I'm going to go.
A lot of rumble over the past weeks about the referees and
rightly so.
The bias towards KC. Do you think that comes into play here for the Super Bowl?
Just like you always talk about Michael Jordan getting the calls when he went to the lines. So
he did 24 3 throws a game.
If
some point,
if KC earns that, then they earn it. And it was something that wasn't given, then they earn it. And I do believe there is some favoritism. And
of course, the great ones are always
going to get that. So yes, there is some favoritism. Yes.
Okay. So do you think that plays a factor?
Well, let me tell you something. If it does play
like a deciding element,
if it does play a factor in it, guess what? Suck it up, Philadelphia. You know it's coming. You know he's going to get the calls. What are you going to do to overcome it? That's the thing. I don't want to hear about Patrick got this, Patrick got that. He's going to get the calls. You know that ahead of time. And if you don't know that ahead of time, your coach needs to be fired because we're talking about it. Patrick is going to get the calls. What are you going to do?
Wow.
You know it. He's going to get the calls. And the great coaches prepare for that. Jordan's going to get the calls. What are you going to do?
Well,
big boys league.
It is a big boys league. And that Philadelphia offense line is a big boy crew. Looking at the two teams, just off the jump.
Yep.
Philly, top to bottom, has a better team, I believe.
I will agree.
I believe they're the top to better team. However, this is the game of football where importance is heavily weighed towards coach, quarterback, and then in this league now it's timely defense. Timely defense. And like yourself I want a good game, first of all. I want a good game.
We're going to get a good game. It's going to be a good game.
I can't believe I'm gonna form this sentence because I'm a full-time Eagles hater. Hate. But I do have a warm spot for Saquon Barkley. As a Giants fan, I hate to see how the way they that whole situation played out. So I'm glad that he's having the season he's having in Philly. However, I can't bring myself to ever bet against Patrick Mahomes. This is one of the only players. Again, he's the only guy who has double-digit 10 or plus points deficit. He's the only guy who's had 10 plus more wins from those being down, trailing 10 points.
Yep.
Man, it's tough. And again, the ref element. The Chiefs have, to me, the better head coach. Mm-hmm. They have a defensive coordinator that is proven, has been on championship teams. Mm-hmm. They have, to me, the best defensive player on either team in Chris Jones, who I expect to have
big game.
To have a monster.
Chris Jones.
That's just a big dude, and he can just play anywhere on that line. At some point, I think, and again, as much as Jalen Hurts I respect the leader that he is on the field. I respect what he can do, but he has limitations. And going into the Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes, that quarterback across the field cannot have limitations.
So here's one thing that I took from what you said. Kansas City has not only the best offensive player in the game on Sunday, they also have the best defensive player in the game on Sunday.
Yeah.
And you talked about the
better head coach.
Mm-hmm. So I think you've named three important positions. Yeah. Coaching, defense, offense. We'll give Philadelphia special teams if they want it. But if you don't got the offense that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to bring, and you don't have the anchor on defense that you know that Kansas City's coming with, we're just giving Kansas City the Super Bowl title right now.
But I still fall back and say to myself,
it seems like it seems like you're trying to find ways
for a reason as well.
Oh, come on!
It hasn't been done in the history books for a reason as well.
But history is always made, and you know that records are always broken. So why not now? Why not in our lifetime? And we're seeing greatness. He's showing us every day, week in, week out, no matter who you bring to my table, I'm going to eat their supper. And he's been doing that ever since. Why not? Come on, let's think about it. Patrick Mahomes, are you really going to say there's any quarterback in the NFL right now at their best with a fully healthy team can beat the Kansas City Chiefs? I've been fathoming that the whole time. Yes, they lost in the regular season. I'm thinking that they lost in the regular season on purpose, just to build up hope for you teams to know that when we get to the playoffs, what we're going to do. Josh Allen,
oh boy,
30 years later, you are now facing the same feat that Jim Kelly had. 4 losses consecutively to the Kansas City Chiefs. All the hype, all the big talk. What's going to happen with you?
You need to see a therapist about this Bills thing. I understand you were
That's your team.
I know you were a Bills fan.
Me.
Thurman Thomas ball runs. I know. I remember.
You remember.
And you died when Jim Kelly couldn't bring you the title. I get it. But you got to move on. All right? You got to move on.
I don't know if we can. I don't know. I don't know. So, I don't know. Josh.
I got KC, man.
You got KC. There it is.
I got KC.
KC taking out
you got it.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Making history.
Making history.
Making history.
Which, I don't know.
And all we're going to have after the Super Bowl is that conversation is Mahomes greater than Brady. So look forward to that one. But he's not there yet. He's not there yet. He's on the path to getting there. And this one would be that solidifier if he's not able to get the same amount of Super Bowls. If he falls maybe one short of Brady, I think this might be the thing that people could look at and say, "Hey,
at least he did 3. He got 3
in the. He dominated
the league complete. Yeah,
the history books of history books.
Yeah, he's
for
a-
doing something that Brady
no one
didn't
has never
do,
do- yeah.
even. So
I'll have to agree with you on that one. If he does do that, I will purchase a Patrick Mahomes jersey.
with my whole,
I will. As you can see, I only wear champs. I only wear champs and great players. I only wear champs and great players. And I don't know. Next week, you might just see me in my Patrick Mahomes jersey. We'll see. Super Bowl coming up Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Kansas City Chiefs, Karn's pick. Kansas City Chiefs, my pick. We'll see what happens this Sunday.